So welcome again. Now we are in Excel because we are going to practice with what I told you. So imagine that you have access to $1 million. That's the amount of money that you have. You have $1 million. And you have the opportunity, or you also have the access to the Japanese market. So something that you can do is that you can invest in Japan. And investing in another country seems quite risky. It's of course something you don't know what will happen. But what if I tell you that there is a way where you can be sure of what will happen next? And the answer is you can use a forward. If you use a forward or a future, it's a contract where after some time you know how much money you will get or how much you will pay for some currency. So forward, remember, I think we learned about this in the first portion. It's a contract that you sign where you have to pay or you will receive some amount of money for other amount of money, but in other currency. So that's basically the forward. So what we are going to do in here is we are going to check if it is possible to make profit by using the forward. And if it's possible to make profit, it will be called arbitrage because there is no risk, right? There is no possibility of losing. So let's begin with this strategy. Again, as always or as usual, I like to go step by step, and I like to go very visual so you understand it better. You can follow my methodology, but you can do whatever you want. It's just a suggestion. So in my methodology, or it's not mine, but the book's methodology, what you will do is to start with the amount of money that you have. And to make it better, I will just copy what I have. So I start with $1 million. This is my initial point, right? That's the money that I have right now. And you can do two things. There are two options that you can do. One option is to stay in the US, invest your money in the US. That's one option. Or the other option is to change your money to Japanese yen, invest in Japan, and then come back to the US. Let's do the simulation, and let's see if we can make more profit if we stay in the US or if we go to Japan. Let's start, okay? So we have $1 million at the first at day 0, and we're in the US. So the first thing that I want to calculate is the future value of my $1 million. And how do I calculate that? It's very easy. We are going to use the formula of future value using simple interest. So you will have to do 1 plus the where is it? The interest rate of the US. So that would be this 4%. And then you multiply this times the time. I think we don't have it here. I should write it. It's easier if I do that. Over 360. That's like following the logic, right? So you are going to do this, and then you just multiply it times the initial investment. Of course, because I don't have time in here, I get 0. But the time, where do I get the time from? From here, because it says that the forward in 180 days, or the interest rate of 180 days, it's time 180 days. So because of that, the final result is 1,020,020 right? $20,000. So that is this is for 180 days. So let's continue with this exercise, and let's see what happens. So I know that if I stay in the US after 1 year, I will have $20,000 extra to what I started. But the question is, what happens if you convert your dollars to Japanese yen and you invest in Japan? So to do that, let's convert the $1 million into Japanese yen. And to do that, you will need to use the spot. And why spot? Why not forward? Well, because you use spot in the present. The spot is the currency, the exchange rate that you use in the present. And to convert from dollars to yen, what do you need to do? Dollars on top, dollars at the bottom, that means you need to multiply. So in the end, you have 106 million Japanese yen. And then you need to invest the yen, right? So we need to do this, the same thing that we did on top, but with the Japanese interest rate. So we have this interest rate times days over 360. We close the brackets and then we multiply times 160, 106. And this is the amount of yen that we have at the end, okay? This is the amount of money where that we have in the end. The last thing that I need to do is to convert my Japanese yens to dollars. And here, be careful, use the forward. Why the forward? Why not the spot? Because we are in the future. This is the future. So what do I need to do? Multiply or divide. In this case, I need to divide because I have yen on top, yen on top. And I finish with $1,034,000. This is dollars. Right? So the final thing that I need to do is that I need to subtract this minus this. And this is a profit, right? I will write in here. The difference will be a profit. So if you don't do the strategy, you will only make 20,000, but if you do this strategy, you will get a profit. In the end, it is possible that maybe, imagine that maybe this is something like this, you can get a loss. It's still possible. If that happens, just write it's a loss. And what else am I missing? And maybe you are confused in here that says the interest rate of the US, it's 4% per annum, and it says in here 180. This is important because this is the annual rate, but capitalized with capitalization of 180 days. That's also something important. Maybe you remember this from financial math, where it was quite difficult to convert rates, but in here I am giving you the one that you will be using. So you can use it directly in the formula like this, okay? So I think that, well, of course, this is the most basic example. We are going to do kind of a complication in the next class. We're going to practice a little bit in the next class with this same topic. And in the third partial, we are going to do more complications, okay? So this is the basic thing. Then in the next one, we're going to do some complications, then more and more complications. And then we're going to learn how to deal with options. And finally, we are going to learn how to deal with portfolios. And by the end of the course, you will be able to understand and to propose a coherent international financial management strategy. So this is the end of this video. This is the end of the class. As you can see, it's very practical again. If you get confused, don't worry, that's the objective of practicing. But if you have any questions, come too soon.